Ma'am, what does a project plays role for a BTech fresher?
It is very important because as an experienced professional, you do have your experience in hand to present to the interviewer. But for BTech grads, it's primarily their internships and projects. So project is a very, especially the BTech project. So I see people ignoring that. And when it's a teamwork, one or two people work more, the other two work less. It's something like that, mostly something like that in colleges. But I think it really is important. It's very important because that is like they'll ask you questions in depth, so you need to understand your project in depth. It's not just the theory they are asking. They would ask you the implementation you did, what are the changes you made, what are the optimizations you could have done that you didn't do due to time constraint, or what, or applications of your project. So a lot of times what they do is, you did project on X thing, a similar parallel thing in a y situation, they would ask how your project can be used there. For example, I did an image processing project, and it was like an image enhancement project. And they asked me, so that is like, I'll implement an algorithm and it's done. So that was a very simple project that I did in college. And they asked me, like, how would you implement your project to identify rash driving? How can your project be used to implement or catch people who are driving rash, or in situations where there's a theft, or how would you not just scan through the pictures of the people and get who is the thief, or who might be a thief. So all these things. So it is not like my project, I didn't do that, but they took it from my project and asked me to apply it some other thing. So when you go, so these things are usually asked in the HM rounds, and the HM is just sitting there to look at your CV. So they would grind you in and out for your project. So you should know every little thing, and even more than your project, about your project. So you should know all the theory and everything that you have done. It is like BTech projects are usually 1 year, and 4 people do different segments of the project. So you should be clear with your own segment. That is very important. So
Ma'am, earlier you
whosoever
have
is there, focus on that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier you have talked about the word FANG. Many people maybe doesn't know what really FANG is or what we are talking about. So please tell people what actually FANG. And there is a lot of
Bang is
yeah, there is a lot of misconfusion now these days is that people thought that without FANG or instead of FANG there is no companies present in the market. So
I'll
they
tell you a
just
lot of companies.
yeah,
So now FANG is, of course, F is like Facebook, but now Facebook is Meta.
Meta.
So like Facebook, A is for Amazon, A is for Apple, N is for Netflix, and G is for Google.
Basically, it's
So
a word for many group of companies, top group
yes,
of companies.
yes, the top 5, 6 companies people like to target, or equivalent companies. Are a lot innumerable companies which are equivalent, or some of them are even better. So I interviewed for a couple of them, and I'll name it just for people who are trying for similar orgs. So there is, of course, Microsoft is there. Then there is Salesforce. There's Intuit. There is Expedia. So these are a couple of them I interviewed for, and yeah. So these are some of them people can try. There and a number of other companies as well. So it's not just that, but yeah, it's a term that is like famous term, or many people are aspiring for these 5, 6 companies around the world. So that's why I mentioned it.
Actually, ma'am, just you have just a job at CIN, the China organization, and you have just then focused into Flipkart. So there also you have to give the interview route, which is basic for everyone.
Right.
I want to ask that does at that time, after having an industrial experience of 1 or 2 years, does the CGPA matter? College CGPA or percentage? Maybe? Or how much? Yes.
It does matter a bit. I can't say it doesn't matter at all, because when people see your CV, your pointer is something they judge you on, unfortunately. But yes, it's true. So most of the companies do put a criteria on the pointer. I think it's 7.5 maximum. Even in Flipkart, it was 7.5. um, during campus recruitments, and some put 8. 8 is like usually high, but mostly it's 7.5. It is important for it gives a good image, just that. I'm not saying that people who do not have 7.5 are fools or they do not have enough knowledge, but there are a lot of people that the companies are looking for, so it's very problematic for the organization as well. There are, in every batch in NIT, like there are 600 people in one batch, and in other colleges there may be more or less. So it's too much. How should the companies select people to get to one level? So that is why pointer is something would matter, even irrespective of how much experience you have across your CV. They do look at the pointers. I think a reasonably okay pointer is fine. You don't need 9, 10, 8. No, just 7.5 or a little more is absolutely fine. You don't need to go insane to score high. That's not important.
So how is the environment at that organization level?
It's pretty good. Honestly, it is amazing. So by both the orgs, the previous one and this one, both of them have been my experience all across the 2.5 years plus of experience. It has been great. I think I never felt that, like you were saying, 2 years you have to stay in one organization or you have to stay. There is nothing of this sort. I mean, there might be bonds with some companies, but mostly don't have, right? Like mostly 99% companies don't have any bonds. So you can leave anytime you feel like. But what I realized having experiences, companies which are very big, or even startups for that matter, irrespective, when you get into a company, you need at least 3 to 5 months to learn the work. So initial 3 to 5 months, it's mostly learning. So if you leave within 6 months, you won't really have any experience from that company. You won't be able to learn anything. Though it is, startups are very fast, bigger organizations are comparatively little slower in pace, but irrespective, you would need some time to learn. And once after 6 months you start learning, so you would start giving output for at least 6 to 8 months. So generally, when you get into a company, you certainly can't just leave it. um, but there is no bond, of course. It's your choice. I mean, if you get a better opportunity during those 6 months, why not go ahead, leave it? But that is like, so 1 year is at least something which I feel that even if you get into any organization, it would take you to just get grasp and start outputting things, output your learning, and start implementing. So that would at least take 1 year according to me. So I mean, that's it. Except that work environment is mostly great. So I think if you get into any product based organization, you won't have any complaints of work. Plus, they are extremely flexible. So you can do whatever you want, whichever language you want to work in, whatever product you want to work in. Every product based organization has n number of products and number of teams which are working into different languages, different domains, different areas. So it's absolutely your choice. Once you get into it, you can talk to your manager, that they usually ask you themselves, but if they don't, you can talk to them, like, I want to work in backend, I want to work front end, I want to work on databases, whatever suits you, in anything you want.
Think as a fresher, there is a, you can say, dilemma every time that whether to choose an MNC or just go in a startup. What to choose?
So I